CT side was so one-dimensional when we saw them play North. They kept wanting to play aggressively at Monster, aggressively at Water. Their A players were having no success. It just felt like they weren't looking very strong across the board. I feel like the rounds that they did win mostly ended up at A. So if Vitality's game plan is a little too A-centric, that could play into OG's hands. But if Vitality did their homework, this might end up being a pretty lopsided affair.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's, we're bringing as honest as possible here. I think that this really is set up that way, that we're expecting a very one-sided overpass here. So I hope that that OG can prove us wrong. I really do. And things will start off for Vitality with that long push. Almost, I thought almost maybe around the world. Through the bathrooms, down connector, back through Monster, into B, back up to A. Alexi B here on the sides, looking to hold things down. Great pops there from him. Although he will get traded, they will get traded out on the sides. The bomb will go down, but it's a 3v3. Certainly a chance here. I don't see a kit on anyone just yet. Found it just a little bit too slow to catch Apex with more than a tag. And then they go 1-for-1 again. Trading these kills. Issa swinging around the back. Valde. Oh. Great performance from him, but Shocks, just as James said, he's got that P250. We know him for these pistol rounds, and he gets the first one, trying to go for the hole. Oh, it's so close! Oh, just about. OG pick it up. That's so critical, but the bomb went down, and we all know what that means.
Behind guns.
And this is a map that we were talking about is really good for those hero purchases as well. You can see Shocks, very little hesitation in that force buy. Zaiwu will be dropped in AK. Oh,
Rightly so.
Man, this guy, he's... Alright, okay, tac pause. I think Vitality are going over exactly who's buying what. That it looked like there was not too much time left for them, so just want to iron things out a little bit. Can't blame them. Sometimes things get a little hairy, especially if one player has money that usually would be the one buying the nades, or vice versa.
2 AKs and
on the subject of Tech 9s, just quickly, you wouldn't buy them in a pistol round, because when you have a pistol that generally has better armor penetration, it's for one-shot range versus no helmet, it's generally crap to balance it out. So the Tech 9 one-shot range against no helmet is basically the same as the Glock, whereas the P250 is longer than the USP, so P250 all the way.
It's a cool point.
Isn't it still like better though, in the sense that it's better accuracy than the Glock, and you can move more than with a P250, and the armor pen means that you'll be able to finish off after a headshot instantly.
Probably depends on the map.
Well,
if you need more armor, need more waves.
If you need 2 shots, including a headshot, and your opponent needs 1, I think you're at disadvantage.
Interesting. Well, looks like a decent start here for both sides. Able to get a kill apiece. Valde there on this committed position by the sandbags. It's got to be really careful. Notice he's getting pushed from the short and from Monster. Misita trying to do some more damage here. If they get one more kill, I think they'll be happy with this one, or a bomb plant. Those are 2 really huge win conditions, I think, for Vitality, even if they are to concede the round. And there's an opportunity to reset here as well. You can see Misita's now going to collect a Galil. He's still got full HP. He's not got Kevlar though. Zaiwu does have that, and there's plenty of time here to try and work out another successful way to play this round. So I really want someone to give him something, but OG are doing a good job being disciplined here. Little do Vitality know that they actually are able to plant this bomb. Suta might go for it now with the assistance of Zaiwu. So it's like, oh my god, he's going for it. He actually connects some bullets there.
Told you, he knows everything.
He knows where everyone's at.
I'm surprised his teammate went down there. I think he had to take 2 scout shots, and the bomb plant was clear. So he was in the clutch though. He's taking a lick of damage here. He's very vulnerable to the scouts. Oh no, Zaiwu! Of course, he gets it. That's just so unfortunate.
Ace.
Oh man, give me the crayon ace.
Oh wow.
Get the crayons out.
Even the plant on the right side of the pillar there, it feels so exposed to do that. If that player peeks you from heaven, it's over. But he knows that the player is rotating through CT and likely just wants to play off of his teammate too. And probably knew the first contact was going to be from that water position to close it out. God, he's so smart.
You can just see into the
He's
future.
so smart.
He's a prophet, he's a seer, he's clairvoyant. He's been touched by God.
I love watching him in just clutch situations. Makes the right choice all the time.
All the time. Yeah, it's really impressive. And I thought his teammate kind of put him in it. Like, I thought, like, Masuda could have absolutely planted there.
Yeah.
He knew the scout, like, he got tagged by the scout, survived, still knew that he could actually get behind the cover, but I think he tried to hold the fight instead of just planting.
Mm-hmm.
Or just take the fight, that is. Doesn't matter, Zai was too good. That's really upsetting for OG. They have a Deagle buy here, the Deco. And they're stacking towards A. I like this. This is very scary.
Yeah, if Vitality go for a little too much of a contact play here, don't use all that utility, this could get hairy for them. But it does look like Vitality are using their util well. That's a great Molotov to do so much damage to LXCB. Wow. But where will the other Molly go? And oh man, they're running into the stack right now. OG have all of their players at this A site, but man, Vitality are just too clean with it.
All right, MK, let's see it.
Almost, but not quite.
It would have worked against any other player than Zaiwu.
Yeah, he cancels out
He's too sharp.
the magic.
Yep.
So I like that idea by Alexi B with that smoke, but it may have helped out Vitality more than OG, because once Vitality saw that smoke, they just all looked to the right where all the people were stacked. So maybe not the best.
It does simplify things for them just a little bit. You have to worry about him jumping up on top at that little, I don't even know what it is, like a little trash can by the dice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can be used as a little bit of a one-way, but it's not something you don't have to consider then swinging full 90 degrees left. And Valde will be able to take a Mac 10 into the next round, but it's not the best against armored opponents.
If maybe
Look at the score on the Vitality.
10-1.
So it's 10-1, and Apex has 1 frag, AlphaK has 1 frag, Swox has 2 frags, Masuda has no frags. That's just hilarious to me. It's really funny.
That should just be the game plan of Vitality on pistol rounds for T-side. Just always plan. Just make sure you plan, because if we get the AK in the hands of Zaiwu, he can carry us to the promised land.
Ooh, he's got a lot of frags here on the speed bomb side. Let's see how many Zai can get this round. Looks like Zai's going to find 1. Trades will come through mostly as Team Vitality clear the site. Just FPK left without USP, and Apex will take him down. So Zai is adding a couple to his tally. I'm actually at this point curious now how many frags will Zai get at the end of this game. I feel like we should make bets on that or something. But
the end of the game?
27.
So you're saying 27?
I think he's going to hit 32 kills. Nah. Yeah.
He's going to hit 27. It's going to be like 16-1.
35.
Oh my goodness.
I was thinking
numbers
again,
are so
I can't go
absurd.
more than that.
I think
now.
they're going to win too fast for him to get more than
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Usually you start off
Go in the
hot
middle.
and you just slow down a little bit.
What did you say, Alex? Which one was you?
I said 32.
I'm going to say 31 then.
taking some of my outs away.
Wow.
To be the
Price on
closest. Right on my ass.
Don't go after Dan in The Price is Right.
Yeah,
he's the guy who bets $1, aren't you?
$1 under or $1 over.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's just a dick move.
Well, we've got 3 players in B for OG. Nothing terribly untoward there. Only the 1 HE for Vitality, so we're not going to see that phase-esque double or triple nade towards sandbags on this occasion. And OG are patiently waiting, playing a very reactive game here. Defensive positions on the A bomb site, back on the site, just spotting, timing. They'll put a smoke on Monster and Divider outside toilets at the same time. Vitality have almost used no grenades in this spot. I'd imagine we've got a molly for the barrels, maybe for the water as well. This is going to be a hard execute onto B.
They're dropping the smoke. Nice damage done by Issa there from the ramp. It's really slowed things down to help without a smoke, but looks like he'll get taken down by Masuda. And it's going to be tough here for Vitality. Have to fight back. Shox will claim another frag. Issa, though, reaggressing on towards the pillar position just to try to thin the numbers, leaving Shox in the 1 versus 3. A couple weak players And Shox is looking for the man who was just in the water. Nice adjustment though, finds one towards Graffiti. Has all the info, but it's a bit too late. Issa, really good job from Issa there. He, I think, truly saved the day on that B-bomb site.
Yeah, he did. It was a nice setup by OG. And luckily for them, Team Vitality with all their utility, they kind of went for a simplistic take towards B. Maybe a pop flash and just kind of wide swing off that catwalk. Again, that's the idea behind that is not to project your B take too much and to maybe catch some CTs off guard.
They're telegraphing there. Held on to all their grenades. Almost. Vast majority of them. Some fishing from the CTs, looking very clipping perhaps on the other side of the smoke. You can see him trying all the usual angles. And a smoke in response. This time, so we have got much more aggressive positions for OG. As you can see on the radar, they've got 3 players on a long toilet setup, with Alexi B holding an off angle in case anybody goes beyond connector towards divider and such. So that means it's going to be a long rotation, or maybe no rotation, if they are to lose the B bomb site here.
Nice boost here coming out from Shox, but it won't find anything. There's still actually only 2 players on this B site, and this is such a scary setup for them. Close monster. If there's one good pop flash, this might spell doom for OG on this side of the map. And OG, they're still going for info plays towards A, but eventually Montu's hand will be forced towards B. Oh, wow, that Molotov really takes down Masuta. I think that might be a team Molotov. But the hit commences. Valde playing in the pit position, waiting for something, but Apex and Zywoo, a clean double entry onto it, leaving just Montu and NBK. In the blink of an eye, Vitality have complete control of this B bomb site, and Montu knows it and is going to try to keep that op moving forward.
Nice little smoke.
After a certain amount of time, we saw NBK, who was part of the 3-man setup on long, start to move down towards party and playgrounds. But OG spent additional time clearing the toilets where they had no information that entire time, with Mantu on the AWP. And obviously they were devoid of information in a great many areas. But in another world, perhaps he makes a play towards B and they're more prepared for that push. But here we are, Vitality make it to 4.
Yeah, it was nice timing by Team Vitality. They waited too long. Then OG probably would have had that info up towards A, and they'd probably either have an extra person at B, or maybe a fast flank towards the bathrooms. It's a great timing hit window. And now, OG. They need some rounds to really spark some confidence in their team. Obviously, you don't want to keep giving the T side too many rounds.
It's so hard on this map. When you lose a grip of the economy, it's just really rough. It's real rough.
Yeah, not having that Molotov towards T-steps every round opens up a lot of options. And oh, actually that's a missed Molotov from Vitality, and it allows Montu to go for a little bit of a pick and divider. Doesn't connect though. Has to play back, and oh, he might catch a timing here, but he misses the shot. But he does gather a lot of information. And instead of playing passively on the bomb side, he actually is pushing up towards short right now. Thinks that Vitality might want to reroute after they've discovered the position of his op, so he wants to just get this gun involved no matter what. And it looks like he just might, but he misses a little bit of a timing. Okay, he should find one here. Oh, wow. Okay, good flashbang from Apex to keep himself alive. That is so thorough from Vitality.
And they get to get all the information just in time to avoid all of the danger. Although actually there's Alexi B here. Okay, never mind. He's going to peek a little prematurely, but honestly I doubt that he could have done much there.
He thought there was a molly coming in.
Yeah.
It actually missed the mark, but it's safe for him to assume that it would have hit. Man, Vitality are just
so frustrating for a sniper. Like when he was around toilets, to like you can hear a little something, but you just can't quite see a little something, and then for just like half a second you see a hand, but you just don't see enough to just land that shot. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
So like I am in such a great position, I'm such an advantage, but you just need that little bit more. You never quite get there, and now he's probably going to lose to AWP as well. That kind of round sucks from his perspective. I feel bad for him.
Yeah, Overpass is so difficult. I think just as you said, Alex, when you don't have the incendiaries, suddenly it becomes very difficult because you actually kind of need, in an ideal world, 2 incendiaries at the very start of the round. You want one on the T steps and you want one on the short B tunnel as well, and that creates a situation where it automatically slows down a default or any timings, but also gives you the info if they are choosing to smoke that there can be fast timing somewhere. And so it just allows so much extra space for the CTs to work with.
You got the mind games of smoking out the Molotovs. Do I lurk? Do I wait? Do I fall back? It's beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
It really... Oh, okay, well, hold that thought for a second. Issa pushes down towards water. And wow, he finds 2 opening kills onto Shocks and Apex. That's a great start for OG. They definitely need those kinds of plays at the beginning of rounds if they want to stop these Vitality pushes in their tracks. Oh, Zaiwu, he wants to double dip. Go for it. Finds Valde.
And looks like there'll be a trade, but Suta, maybe not expecting this next player around the corner. That's the bomb as well. Now, Manti does not have to push it. I don't know why he's re-peeking into that. He has the bomb control, but that's okay. He did a lot of damage, at least, to RPK. A lot of damage. I don't know that there's anything for RPK to do here. He has a smoke molly in HE, but with such low HP, I don't know how he deals with Alexi B. His angle is perfect. Ooh, he's pre-aiming it, but it's just too difficult.
So nice water control there from OG early on. Issa, double kill to kick things off, and Vitality made a good effort to come back into that one, but the relentless pressure from OG was actually what stopped them. The fact that more players started pushing down connector into water just takes the fight on their terms, and that's what OG needs to do. You can't play on the back foot against a team like Vitality. They'll just eat you alive.
So much work to be done. Fast opener from Apex as he charges through Monster, and it looks like Vitality may very well just scale all the way behind this into that B site, looking to take all of the ground as soon as possible. However, the counter utility starts to rain into the CTs, and they start to create some problems. Nice spray again. Issa has been fantastic for the team so far. I think he's really been their lifeline on that B site in multiple rounds, and it's keeping them in this. And what's interesting as well is that, you know, Vitality, it feels like they're giving OG a little bit of an easier time with these faster rounds. Yeah. Given that OG struggle in the rounds that are longer. It would be, I think, good for Vitality to slow things down.
Yeah, with OG, their B setup looks pretty solid. They're just having a lot of good cross fires and whatnot. And by Team Vitality, with them going a bit quicker, it's a lot less utility being tossed on the execute. And so a lot of these OG players aren't fully uncomfortable in their spots. You know, they're not really getting flashed out. They're not really getting too Molotoved out. And so it makes it a little difficult when you keep going fast. Maybe, as you said, Dan, slower kind of attacks might be more successful for Team Vitality. So they're able to toss those nades maybe, or some Molotovs and smokes to kind of disrupt the CT setup.
And they have a situation now where they can have all the utilities. So here's that T steps molly, which is so important. And they also have the one for the short B tunnel as well. So you can see the counter molly that comes in from the T side, where they Molotov short so that the CTs can't get forward positions, and it's just kind of cancels each other out in terms of timings. Ooh, they're going to try to contact through. It seems like they were thinking about it at least. I think off of the reaction of a pick, they would have been ready for that. Interestingly, it feels like it feels like Vitality are really trying to just hit this B site over and over again. And honestly, Issa has been an absolute dream. 3 kills from him. And again, it feels like this is the one type of round which OG are well equipped to defend. It feels like if Vitality did almost anything else, OG would have a much harder time.
Yeah, I feel like Vitality, with their approach, maybe watched that last game from OG against North. They saw how weak that B defense was because they just threw themselves in water. They threw themselves outside Monster. But I think OG has cleaned it up. they look like a much better team now at that B bomb site at the very least. So I think at this point you have to keep them honest. You have to try to work something towards A in the next gun round. Just test this A default because Montu's not even on an op right now, and I don't know if he'll even upgrade that AK into the upcoming round. Issa takes down that solo lurk from Shocks. Man, Issa is playing with some supreme confidence actually towards B.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. And again, I think you know, Vitality can well and truly. At this point, I feel like that, you know, B has been so unsuccessful so many times that Vitality really have to test the more normal playbook. Start taking control, get like work a pick, play the mid rounds, as opposed to shoving all in on these on these rushes, these fast contact plays or set pieces onto B. Again, if we go back to that last OG match, that's where OG struggled enormously, is when things got slowed down and they had to, you know, maybe they would lose a player, they would have to make mid-round decisions on the CT setups. That most clearly showed their lack of experience on this map in terms of their map pool, I would say. But we'll see.
I think what's been interesting on the B bomb site is some plays that time is there, because we've got a big battle coming. We've got from OG and just charging up towards playground.
Wow. Trying
to shoot 2-on-1. James will go the way of OG. Valde proving his worth on long, taking 2. 3 versus 2 with a minute 30 on the clock. I'm not sure if NBK will be able to get back into a safer position. Alexi B is also on the A bomb site with him, but there's no flash from NBK's position. If you had somebody on site, they could flash long for you to swing, or also pass. There's no such utility on his teammate, and down he goes. Sorry, Alexi B, who's inside the toilet. So he's got some information now. You can see that Issa's going to play against the information that they have and just take a very aggressive angle through B.
This is a super sick call from OG, like stacking 4 towards A in this round. They like read the switch of Vitality strategy at the perfect moment after having, you know, increasingly worse and worse outcomes on that B bomb side. It seemed like OG just knew Vitality were going to hit with a heavy A default. They meet them with that 4-man push, create a 3v2. That said, this will be difficult now as Vitality have disappeared from the map essentially, and they've reset this situation. And so as far as OG are concerned, they could really be absolutely anywhere. So they have decided to take a setup that's having them split up, and unfortunately for them, they are not towards this A site really. Alexi B, he could try to make a solo play, but we'll have to see what opportunities he finds. You really have to weigh this up in Alexi B's position. Do I wait for my teammates? Is there something I can get? And oh my god, that's insane. Why? That's crazy. I'm so unsure. I'm so unsure why, you know, they're thinking they can plant inside the site. That's crazy.
I guess they didn't clear out that bathroom's position. Figured someone was there. Yeah, he could have maybe opted for the truck if he wanted to run across that angle completely, but that's also risky. There's no super strong answer, but I'm surprised.
They also had 2 smokes.
Yeah, that's what I was going
to.
That's what I was going to bring up. I thought if they plant there, they would have mollied bank.
Yes,
but I didn't know where I think the molly maybe landed. Somewhere else. I don't know.
I think Zyru peeked just before he planted, and the bank stairs in position to hold to stop somebody crossing towards the truck.
Right.
So I think he assumed it. He may have assumed it was clear because no one was picking at the time, and it's just Alexi B went up the stairs just after he had cleared it.
Right.
Yeah. This is the second round in a row that OG has missed the stairs Molotov, right? So NBK loses his life because of it. Thought that he could take that fountain fight with some sort of advantage, but it's a 1-for-0 trade. And now Vitality are looking to scale towards A, and now they're just picking OG apart.
Issa, the man of the hour for OG, he has rotated over towards the A side of the map and trying to lend his assistance.
Wow.
It's like, guys, we will win this game. Mantu on the divider position is going to find some action here. It's going to be traded though, and that's going to work out in favor of OG. Sorry, in Team Vitality's favor, sorry. So OG will be left with just Valde, and he's got a hell of a job on his hands. 1 versus 2 clutch. Valde is extremely methodical and a very smart player. One of Denmark's absolute finest. We'll see what he's able to put together in this situation. That plant normally suggests there'll be a player in the bathrooms or 2 in the bathrooms. Sometimes there's one at long though as well, so it's really difficult. He's got to hit this first shot. The flash timing is brutal.
Wow.
Oh my god.
It's perfect for Vitality. There's
That's
nothing he could have
amazing.
done.
Yeah, that's so crazy too, because how do you look away from that flash? Like you're kind of screwed either way, because either you're looking into the bomb to defuse it, or you're looking towards bathrooms and off the bomb to get the pick. So even if that flash doesn't flash you, you're still going to get shot and absolutely wrecked.
Yeah, the one thing I have to worry about for Vitality side though is that was kind of a brute force approach at A. It didn't seem very methodical. They didn't use too much utility. They just got a little bit lucky that OG missed the Molotov, and maybe it's not luck at this point because OG have missed the Molotov a couple of times, but I don't know if they'll have the same openings towards that side of the map. How will they change their approach going into these last couple of rounds? This could really change the flow and the makeup of this game here. It looks like they're working towards A again. Lurk Smoke does come out. All right, this is a better look for Vitality. They're able to get very close without taking any casualties or really any fights. All right, as soon as I say that, Montu somehow finds a kill. I think that's at front bathrooms, the one area that is not smoked off.
I wonder if Shock will take a risk here towards Monster. Showing presence on the A-bomb site. Masuta is able to finish Man 2 off now. We expect a second place to be unlocked. That was almost a bait setup. We could see NBK is just holding off things at present. Shock still outside Monster though, but now we've got Apex who's also made his way towards the B-bomb site, and Zyme can't see the fall back.
Oh,
there we go. Nice entry from Apex. That's absolutely nasty. In fact, Shock is streaming in the meantime. Valde's going to get another multi-frag situation. He's got the angle over Apex who throws the molly. Things are changing back and forth all the time. 30 seconds now, and Zywe's in at 1 versus 2. May have spotted a player on the balcony, and did he? I think he did. Taking another angle now. That is a very Larry bomb plant.
Oh my god,
now,
he's mad.
Is he going to be able to escape? No, just on the corner of the sandbags. That was quite the plan he had there, but he won't be able to see the end of it.
I was wondering where he was going to choose to plant, and it was so exposed. I will plant here. And then open to everything.
A rare mistake maybe from Zywoo in a clutch situation, but it was a tough one.
So this game has really turned around in a very unexpected fashion. I think that Vitality's commitment to the B plays, like that portion of this game, that definitely hurt them quite a lot, because that was something that they, for whatever reason, were like, this is going to be a good way to win rounds against OG, and that was, I think, for OG the best rounds to receive, because they looked extremely solid on that B defense. And stuff towards the other side of the map has been a little bit touch and go as far as OG are concerned. Yet Vitality haven't tested them there very much. I think the consistent missing of that T incendiary, Alex, is a good point. I think that's very telling that the routine isn't quite there on this map for OG. So OG may be pulling one over the eyes of Vitality here, because it's definitely a scoreline I don't think you could reasonably have expected for OG to reach, and they may just even make it better still.
Yeah, given their lack of success versus North, this is actually a much better look for OG in terms of their CT side. Looks like they have worked on a couple of things, and they've panned out well. They could potentially go up 9-6 at the end of this half. And Vitality, they want that slow approach here. They weren't favoring their chances on those fast rounds. A little too much variance for their taking. Shots on this lurk, that's massive. That might just do it in this round here. 3v5, but Overpass surprisingly difficult to convert sometimes on the T side when you have these man advantages.
Yeah, that's a little aggressive by OG. Still 5-on-5. You're actually winning the rounds as they're attacking sites. Not really necessary to do that push. Vitality working towards the B bomb site. Alexi B completely flashed. Gets taken out by Shocks. And now Team Vitality scaling the bomb site. This should be an easy round win for Vitality.
Bomb has been planted.
Should be.
Yeah,
For me, I thought that OG would need to win this game on Vitality's CT side in the second half. 9 rounds would have been nice. A great way to start things off, but this one should be retrievable. Mantu and NBK both with kits. He's got a Molotov. So there are so many multi-frag situations to potentially be had. It might be about padding the stats now for Mantu, but it'll just be the one.
And there we go, 8-7 at the end of the first half. Lots left to be decided for Vitality. We'll have to see if OG will create the upset after the break. It's really good for your bones,
Maybe
Eric.
I will.
It's
Maybe
really
I
good
will,
for your
Dan.
bones. It's talking about creatine. You should be taking it every day if you're not lifting or doing anything like that. It's just very good for you. Anyway, back into the game. 8-7 in favor of OG. You probably wouldn't have expected to see that given their stats and how good the Vitality are in this match. But Vitality, perhaps not with the most optimal game plan. And on top of that, some great performances from OG's individuals has resulted in a scoreline as you are seeing right now. Definitely a notable shout out to Issa. I think he has some incredible rounds on that first half. But here we go, the T side of OG. Lots of tests are ahead of them as they look to crash into the CT defense of Team Vitality. But which way will they go? Looking like B could be a potential. And there's Zywoo with that CZ on the pistol. And the smoke. And smoke causing problems. But maybe no problems for MBK. He is annihilating this defense here with the T-base. Very well done by OG here. They're crushing it.
Another pistol win. This should look like another pistol win for OG. So far, I think this is their 3rd pistol win if they win this round. They've lost every second round so far.
Yeah, we'll see. Shocks, he'll try. 1v3 attempt here. Players are stacked up so well, though. LXEB playing on top of that side smoke, almost a one-way. And that'll do it. OG up 9-7 right now.
Very nice job at MBK. Having a lot of courage to go through that smoke by himself. It is not easy. He managed to, with only like 4 bullets left, get that 2nd kill in Apex. Huge, huge stuff from him. And now the 2nd round, the dread. What's going to happen?
Well, they're on the CT side at least, so that 2nd round bye not quite as devastating. But that's really important. Scout tags. If you get the scout tags, okay, one more scout tag. Apex should even just fall back here. He's going to go for another shot, gets the kill. This is huge. This is the problem. When the CT's force by and have scouts, you have to find a way to not let the scouts have an ability to shoot at you until you have the bomb down or almost down. That's otherwise, you know, these SMGs, whatever pistols they may have behind the scouts, get superpowered. After the scouts get those tags, the SMGs become extremely good. You can see that OG are trying to respond by grouping.
Will take a backseat.
Oh no! Whoa! Oh my goodness! Can't find the next one, but he's done enough. He really has. There's still scouts in a scout in play. This is dangerous. What a great read there from Vitality, knowing that they would go towards this long position to try to, you know, make this a consistent round, but Masuta, this MP9, he's a problem. He could actually just jump with that MP9 and probably get both kills. XCB trying to keep it alive, but look at that swing now from RPK around the back and his shocks with the scout. Apex and shocks, great work. Zywoo as well.
I'm thinking at this point, stop defaulting on the 2nd round and
Yeah.
just go right into a bomb site.
There's a reason why teams do that so much these days.
Because it seems like it's not working out in OG's favor. Like every single time, they're just getting picked apart by Vitality. They get little picks here, little pick there.
It's usually like a monster rush or a long rush of some description.
Yeah, something to just overpower at choke point with some heavy utility. Be methodical. It's very hard to defend anything when you got AKs rushing you through flashes.
So recovery
MP9
is
squad over there.
So the recovery is going to be needed to be found in this round for OG. If they, you know, I fear for them, if Vitality get off to a good economic start on the CT side, we can expect a lot from Shocks, I think, towards A lot from Zywoo. with the AWP. Masita has been really good on the B-bomb side as well. I've been impressed by him.
Looks like the point of attack will be this A site for OG, where they will be attempting to duel Shox and ZywOo. Such a scary duo here, especially when ZywOo pushes on forward, when ZywOo takes the fight on his own terms, when he finds the timing or the angle and pushes on forward, is able to find one, looking for more. ZywOo cleaning him up. Nice 2K for him, but that just leaves Shox alone on this bomb site. Actually, Apex has already rotated on in, and it should be a clean round for Vitality, all things considered. Apex behind that default position, able to rack up 2 more, and it's just Valde in the 1v4, but Apex, he's just too strong with that MP9. Vitality tie it up, 9-9 scoreline.
Easy game.
ZywOo on 23.
Yeah, he slowed down a lot after the first 4 rounds.
It was tough to expect.
Now, though.
Yeah. It was tough to expect him to keep it up every 4 rounds, 10 kills. He'd be on what, 40, around 42 kills right now if that had continued.
Well, fast play towards B here for the OG side, or at least they wanted it to be fast. These mollies are really strong, and this is why you throw them. We were talking about this earlier. Oh, we actually got a eagle shot out of that. Yikes. Issa's like, I'm here.
Where's everybody at? Where'd you guys go? We were supposed to meet on the B side together, guys. It's like missing it's being left out to dry on a date. Just the girl never shows up. That's how Issa's feeling right now.
Has it happened to you before?
Yeah. When you go on enough internet dates, yeah, it does happen eventually. Yes.
They were never chicks to begin with. They were squirrels.
That's totally possible. Absolutely.
Squirrels with word processing distinctions.
They lost out, Alex.
Yeah, it's their loss, not mine. I'm doing better for myself.
Yeah, they could have got all the nuts, right?
They could have learned all about CSGO.
Oh, look, BB tunnel. Are we going to have another lurk push through the tunnel again? I can see RPK standing behind the smoke, but is he going to... Oh, he's going to fall back. Okay, nothing's crazy. He doesn't really have the weapons for it either. So Vitality started aggressive towards B to some degree, but mainly towards A, and then fell back, which again, just seeing the presence, the odd grenade here or there, maybe will give OG the compulsion to have a very slow round. And again, when there's a smoke there, RPK's looking for a burst play. He will try to literally block them.
I did see 3 smokes towards Monster right now, so that's a pretty big tell, I think, for OG as to like what might be happening here. And Valde just game sense wise just understands what's possible. When there's so many CTs in that position, he knows they might be thinking about a play, especially at this point of the round. However, OG slow to move around the map very much, but they are getting the kills they need. But look at the HP on these players. They're really weak here. They are ripe for the taking of this scout that is in the hands of ZywOo. We get a jump shot here. No, playing from behind the smoke. It's not going to work out. This is actually very winnable for Apex, given the HP, but he doesn't know that they are also weak. However, he has a lot of money, so going for damage here is probably worth it as well, even though he'll give up an AK. So we'll see what he can accomplish. He is really moving forwards to try and do as much as he can. Full HP. Incendiary. HE. And I guess he doesn't fancy his chances at any more damage with the bomb being so low.
I'm thinking he knew a couple of them were low, because he was kind of being pretty aggressive in that spot, seeing if he could get a pick or 2, and then I think he may have went for it. Or it's the damage, I guess. But I think he was a little too aggressive if he was saving from the start. I don't know.
He's just looking for some damage, probably, regardless of if he does or doesn't know the HP. Yeah, he had a lot to work with.
And their money sucks, so
yeah,
the kills would have been valuable.
Yeah, exactly. Even if he took 1 gun away, then that would have probably done it.
Yeah,
that would have changed the makeup of this purchase for OG. Oh wow, that's an interesting look for Vitality. Instead of throwing the normal Molly smoke combo. They actually smoke the T-steps immediately and Molly the playground position to try to isolate if anyone did run through. But already this gathered so much information. This has done its job beautifully. Vitality should know it's being hit, but doesn't even matter. The hit comes out for OG. It's a nice exec on to that B site, but Apex is here, and he's looking strong, holding things down with RPK. Nice amount of kills for them. Just leaves Montu and Issa on the other side of that smoke. RPK flashes for himself, but Montu and Issa, they're able to make it a 2v2 now.
Shox and Zyudo coming in for the clutch. And not a welcome sight if you are OG. Shox, though. The timing is actually fantastic as he wraps around the back here. And it's actually Zyudo to take down Mantu, so Shox is still not being spotted.
Oh.
I have no idea what Shox is.
Wow, that kill from Zaiwu probably saved the round. Because if Shox would have shot, obviously they would have known he was there.
Yeah, it could have been a 1v1 afterwards as opposed to a easy free frag.
Uh-oh.
Where's the AWP? There we go.
Oh,
Okay, there's a kit. I was like, uh-oh, there's no kit. But thankfully, Zaiwu, being a team player, being smart, having a kit, have the money.
you could see Shox actually had the money to buy a kit too, like more than enough, and he didn't.
Yeah,
so
that's
that was
kind of
important.
greedy. That's a little greedy, Shox.
It was important for him to pick that up.
7K?
It was all calculated. It was all calculated. He knew his teammate at A also had a kit.
Sure.
So, 11-10, Vitality winning an important clutch. The bomb did go down for OG, though, and they will have a full buy in this round. LXCB will be on the Mac 10, so I'm curious whether we'll see him take that towards B or towards the connector to open up the rounds. They could try to go faster towards bathrooms here, try to mix things up a little bit. Not opting to smoke out that Molotov, the incendiary there. I think it is worth smoking that a lot of the time. But this time there won't be any CTs who have pushed, so there's no danger. That said, there is a long play at Foots here, a nice setup between Zaiwu and Shox. These guys are fearsome on these setups towards the A side of the map, and here we go. The push will come through. Flash deep. Zaiwu picks up the kill into MBK, and that's pretty much that's okay for both teams, I think. It's one of those spots where I don't think you're that concerned that went even as the CTs.
Yeah. Look at the immediate response from Vitality. They're going to stick Masuta and RPK straight through that monster tunnel, which they were threatening to do previously. And Valde, I don't think he was spotting towards monster. He was very close to T-spawn, I think with a passive angle. So it's going to be a long rotation, though. A very long rotation for Masuta. I feel like when you're going all the way through T-spawn, then it can be pretty brutal to actually be useful to your team, but there's a bit of running going on from Masuta.
Oh, he's running?
You might just see Valde, but he's given us the sound cues away, and Valde's able to spot him. But again, he's aware of how far away he is, especially with about 40 seconds on the clock, so that's going to fast forward things here for OG.
That may have been a huge
It
mistake.
feels so unnecessary to run. His teammates haven't spotted anything. He's got a teammate in connector, so there's like no escape for them.
Time.
And there we go, the push does come through, and Zaiwu's going to be holding things down. He's got, it's the barrel there, teased by that barrel. Very predictable though for Zaiwu to pick up the second kill. Oh dear, RPK able to get that damage in from the flank as well. He's going to finish things off. Good stuff from RPK. That running though, I just don't think that that's justified.
I have to assume that the comms were a little bit.
Yeah, it must be it.
They were calling something. They maybe heard something. Maybe someone actually ran on the OG side at some point. It's tough, and
it has to be. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
I think with 40 seconds, he's expecting them to be a bit more developed in their round towards A, because Valde was lurking towards B that entire time, and he's just like, is anybody around toilets beyond fountain? So I think it was kind of awkward timing in that respect for Masuta, with the lack of info and expecting an execute onto the site. And again, I think there's a concern that you don't want to be like by T-spawn while your team are trying to defend a team collapsing on them on a bomb site, because it's such a long rotation.
I could kind of see that.
I think the timing was awkward.
I still think it's a little too much to run because there was no noise. No nothing really from Team LG at the moment.
Oh, nice swing out from Shox. That was with good timing, but he'll still be met with a bullet by LXCB, and that leaves a Masuda on the site. Great chain flashes to get OG onto this bomb site, which leaves it up to RPK. Such a solid player, and you can see why he's called the tank. They can't take him down.
The tank is back at it again, stomping all over OG, and that's a really solid defense.
All right, Zaiwu, no more kills. All right. You did enough. You got 27. That's the number I picked. Let's get some more kills on shocks, all right?
I called 32. Dan said 31. He's due. Yeah, 32's happening. 32 is
It's
happening.
gonna happen.
I think, well, it might go James's way if this game extends past where we.
35?
Yeah.
Is that yours, James? 35?
Yeah.
Well, at 8th default coming in from OG, and another long setup from Shox and Zywoo. They've really been enjoying this. Getting those early picks is pretty awesome on this map. It's a little bit different in terms of the dynamic because the rotations are quite decent for the CTs. So it's not as punishing as some maps that go down early, 1-for-1 as the CTs, as we just see Shox going down. But it's a 1-for-1 again. And yeah, having one less CT on this map, again, it's mitigated versus other maps because other maps have more punishing rotation times. And there's more ways to get info on this map than there is on some other maps too. So that also helps you as a CT if you're in a 4v4 like this. And look at the response. Vitality have been so good at pushing. When they see that long aggression, they have this protocol to push because they have that information that these other areas are free, so they take them. It's absolutely perfect, the way you want to respond. And what's, at this point, OG have to assume. They have to assume that there's going to be somebody here flashing it, they're trying to spray it. Look at Apex go, though. Continuation spray as he walks along the railing to pick up another frag. 30 seconds left for OG now.
Valde making his way onto this B site. Still remaining here. The tank, RPK, he just had a nice round prior to this one. Can he follow it up with another? But he's playing around the smoke, and it looks like Valde might get the better of him. Okay. Still manages to stay alive somehow, but Valde pushing through the smoke is actually able to find that frag finally. Just leaves Zywoo in the 1v2.
Just, he says. Zywoo is an absolute beast, but this time it is just because Alexibi's got a better angle. It's just Zywoo, one of those rare occasions. And that will bring the deficit to 2.
There's a smart way that Alexibi peaked it as well. That's something that people should note because it's a very common situation where someone's coming off the plant and just as you're swinging in from heaven and just like kind of crouching, pre-aiming for when you're standing. Very smart.
That's a good point. Alexibi has shown a lot of great mechanical prowess in the last few days, actually.
Shox is going for it. Absolutely going for it here with 79. Oh, unfortunately, he's unable to get anything as far as Vitality are concerned. It is unfortunate. But I'm sure that OG are quite happy. But there's a 1-for-1 again at the beginning of the rounds. We've been seeing this fairly commonly, that these early kills are exchanged. And again, I think that it's one of those things where it's much more even than it is on other maps. On most maps, it's so favorable to have this situation for the T side. It's definitely favorable here as well, but just not as bad as an Inferno or a Dust 2 or something.
Vitality has a pretty good read. Vitality has a pretty good read over here. They have 3 people towards this A. OG wants to take A.
Uh-oh.
We can see the molly on the inside of the toilets to nullify potential setup. And here's another one. Zywoo is going to catch the grenades in the hand. He rings the bell. Langmasuta to follow up, and he will take out Mantu as well as he tries to get back into his angle to shoot a shot. Alexibi has 30 seconds to work with here. Not ideal. 2 of the 3 players on the A-bomb, so you can see the angle being held by Apex, who is waiting for that flag. Little jiggle, big headshot, and Vitality put themselves in a really strong position to close out this game.
Yeah, OG definitely performing much better than I think we expected on this map. Definitely have to credit them for that. It's certainly going to be a struggle to get back into this game to try to secure that 3rd map, though, as they are really in a bad place in terms of their money. But at least being on the T side, they can kind of dictate the round a bit more. Only 2 AKs, MBK and Mantu. Want to see if they can get any early kills with this. They've been reliably trading onto Shox, although Shox is going to play more passively this time. So I feel like Vitality likely expects that B play. You can see they're rotating back here after that initial A aggression, which, it slows things down towards A, and then it does allow you to put more resources towards those B timings. But OG are creeping up connector here. Are they looking to walk through bathrooms? They don't have any water control. There's no monster control. Now they've got some control towards sewers. Or at least they represent that by opening the door, at the very least.
Oh, shocks,
He'll be in
though.
for shocks at the very least. Yeah, he can raise Elon to his teammates. I think it's probably engaged 30. If he can, that's going to force his hand though. Balde facing him. He can't quite get the second one. Seconds left. Still got Issa lurking at the back, but not able to commit to this. Masuta continues to prosecute. He's just trying to stay alive now, looking for the transfer, but he's done a great job. Made it a 2v2, and now Issa is alone coming in from the back with just a deagle. Plenty of rifles for him to collect on his way. He's got 30 seconds. Bombs on the site, as are 2 players. He's expecting to have to win this by elimination. If he is, then that clock is ticking. You can see there's a jump peak happening. Bombs on the floor. Where's the other player? Trying to catch him off guard. That's a very dangerous games being played at the moment. The smoke goes the wrong way. 15 seconds now. Still got to find those 2 players. Never mind the bomb fight. Elimination now. And surely one's going to start to back off, but Apex will head forwards and finish off the job. Match point Vitality.
Vitality's doing a really good job of knowing what bomb site to overstack. Last couple rounds, OG pretty much ran into Vitality's stack, and so give credit to B, because I think they're finding those little pockets of either pushing water, pushing monster, and seeing no one there. So allows Team Vitality to have this stack at A, where OG's trying to force their way in.
Absolutely. It's just a few Galils and AKs here for for OG, and not too many nades to back it up with. They're going to have to hit some gnarly shots into this one. MBK, hello!
Oh!
Zaiwu is not ready for that at all. MBK was very quick, and he's going to upgrade his weapon. That's very nice. Good start. 5 versus 4 for OG, but again, no utility. They have to hit these shots. They've got to play that dry contact game, and so far, it's actually not looking too bad. As they claim control of the B bomb site, they actually have a post plant to play with now. There's a real chance here for OG.
Yeah, it's a huge run for them to win, because it will destroy the money, and just like that, it's gone. Well, this has put Vitality on Eco. Bearing in mind, OG are just 3 rounds away from at least overtime. They may actually have a chance to improve their overpass statistics.
This is a weird spot to be in terms of money for Vitality. If you force here and you save the next one, you actually just give yourself really 1 gun round, and it looks like they'll kind of half buy. Actually, I love this approach because this means you can half buy in the next round as well, and then you'll have a gun round in the final round. So you have the most opportunities in place to try to close this one out in regulation. Cool look coming out from Vitality. Just how will they play it, though? That's the real question here. It looks like an aggressive A setup between a few of their players, and that gathers a lot of information rather quickly. This was a double con default coming out from OG. They want to make sure that this position is cleared. Oftentimes a favorite for teams that are on these sort of half buys, force buys. So you definitely don't want to give them that positioning. Take it away in a safe manner. It looks like OG will be opting for the B split. They're in such a prime position to do so.
Creep here from MBK. RPK with that deagle! That's a headshot and a half there from RPK. Looking to make some more money there, but he's unable to do so. Issa with those trades, with all of the trades, every single one in fact. 3 quick headshots from Issa. Again, he's been a revelation on this game of Overpass here for OG. He's really kept them in the running, and he'll continue to do so. It's going to be very difficult here for Team Vitality because their money is fully wrecked here. They're going to get 1 chance to win this match in regulation, it would appear, as OG look guaranteed in this round. They're going to be working with every advantage with utility weapons and Kevlar over the fact that Vitality have a half buy. So it's going to be all on that next gun round, one would assume. Unless something weird happens in this round.
1-1-3 default call from OG here. I'm not sure if they're exactly aware of the money situation coming out from Vitality. Oh, Zaiwu missed the jump. Okay, that will cause him to lose his life there. Issa continuing to pad his stats. 28 and 19. I think at this point he has matched Zaiwu's frags, and he has less deaths on top of that. Issa definitely man of the match in terms of impact. He has been so instrumental. The first half as well.
Yeah.
He was looking so sharp for them. One of the main reasons that OG had such a stellar defense at B felt mostly off the back of Issa. Some better setups, I would say, from OG compared to the last time they played, but
Him
him in particular, yeah, him in particular has just been a revelation.
OG looking to make sure they really don't have any problems here. Just using all that time to slowly mosey their way up to the A site, at least. They're being cautious, but they are going to run into the remaining 3 players. There's no deep, so no one-shot potential.
Uh-oh.
And those kills will be traded. No way out. CTs. Manti will finish things off, taking down RPK. So indeed, it's all down to this. The last gun round of the half. Full buy versus full buy. AWP is available for Zywoo if he wants it, although he won't be able to purchase grenades with it. But that may not be necessary. We'll have to see what they opt to go for. And as you say, with that round, Issa's going to take over the score of Zywoo. It's a lot to think about here for both of these teams as we get this tactical pause. For Vitality, you know, there's a lot of options. I don't know if you could say that they're really doing any. I don't know that there's any leaks, like any obvious leaks in how they're playing. There's definitely different approaches that they can take. Like often we've seen these long setups from Zywoo and Shox. You know, do you want to be more passive? Do you want to be even more aggressive? Do you want to keep doing that? They've had decent results from doing it. Do you want to change the B approach? All sorts that you could try here.
Oh wow. Zywoo is not on the op. They are starting in a heavy B stack setup for the Vitality side. Shox just needs to play for info from this position. If he's able to maintain his life, he could do it all, actually. And oh, that's it. All right. He's able to maintain that position. OG already looking to fall off, but an opening pick actually at Monster. NBK taking down RPK. At this point, Vitality, they have all of this information, but losing that extra player on that bomb site is massive.
Yeah, it's interesting. As you say, like Shox does have a good position. RPK swings for info. That's actually some good damage, at least. For Vitality's sake, 2 players are very weak for OG. So as this set piece comes in... Oh, they're playing a 2-man setup on Monster here. Are they going to go aggressive with this?
Oh!
MCK realizes... Mitsuta has to do it all there. He gets a double. That's the bare minimum. And that will actually put Vitality ahead on players as Mitsuta dodges the bullets. Gets the haircut courtesy of OG. And the resmoke comes through. This is desperation now for OG. Do they switch things up? The jumping is hurt by Shox. The door is going to be punished, surely. Shox, I can't believe it. He actually goes down in that position. That gives OG, that gives them the only out, the only possible out in this round, which is a plant on this A-bomb site. Oh, what?
Oh my god, this is unreal. Mitsuto's on the flank now on a 1 versus 2. 1 versus 3, sorry. My bloody webcam's on the overlay. Swinging on the inside. Oh, this is so tough for him. They're going to double peek as well. That's insane. Shox was alone on A that entire time. They had 4 players on the B bomb site. They lost multiple through the smokes, but they still had additional smokes to hold the position. Shox with a nice awkward angle, but like Issa's just... They need to buy him a car for his performance on this game.
Yeah. Shox has to be kicking himself so hard for not getting that kill around door. And RPK as well with that push. I think that was just because they weren't sure with the info, but I feel like Shox is going to feel... I mean, those situations really suck, and you can't... I mean, it just happens sometimes, but it doesn't feel good.
That's crazy. That is absolutely insane. We were counting OG out of this one almost before this began. The way they looked against North just 2 days ago is such a stark contrast with what we're seeing today. OG are playing so much better as a team. The individuals are showing up in a way that we did not expect, especially Issa. And Vitality they're looking much more vulnerable than we would have first expected. Not necessarily slip-ups, but I would want to credit OG. It looks like they just polished a lot in such a short span of time.
Yeah, even though Zywoo had like 29 kills, I don't feel like that there's a lot of impact kills. Like 1 or 2 here and there. That's it.
Look at that play. That's beautiful. NBK surely cleans up here. Indeed, he does. Well, that's the information man taken out. Now, how do Vitality respond with no info towards B? Sorry, with a push towards B from RPK. I don't know if he heard any sound because he must have from Valde, which will allow him to just keep everybody on the A bomb site. Nobody on B whatsoever, and it's the right play for now. 38 seconds on the clock, and it's a very unusual situation on that A bomb site. And there are still smokes to be dropped. Zaibu still got one to create some more variance. Valde looking for that rotation. RPK's playing the information. He knows exactly what is happening. 25 seconds. He's got some utility now. It's all about the frags. The multi-frag, the burst doesn't quite get there. Easy with the 180. Sorry, NBK with the 180. Easy with another kill as well. And still, with all this information, Vitality just keep losing situations. The bomb's on the floor. 13 seconds. The trades are here, though. The numbers, despite the info, are still in favor of OG.
Wow. I'm so surprised RPK didn't get more on that flank. He was able to take down one, but that other player just whipped around in a split second and took his head right off. That is crazy stuff from OG, the way they're able to circumvent that. And now the money for Vitality, it gets into an interesting position here where if they buy all the way into this round, it doesn't leave a lot for the last. Even if you do win this, unless you keep 3 or more players alive, someone's going to be hurting for cash, the way that last round went. So we'll see how things shape up here. Technical pause coming out. But yeah, Apex already on 250. Yeah, even if you win and get 3250 on top of that 3500, that's you need to not only worry about winning the round, but keeping those lives intact. That was a cool call coming out from OG too. The wall of smoke strategy. When you have the man advantage, it forces Vitality to try to make some kind of hero play at some point, and it oftentimes can isolate the players that are in front of Dice, maybe close bathrooms, on the trash can, that Hobbit position that he got famous for. One of those spots, there's no trade potential for Vitality, and they're able to just segment their attack in a nice fashion that help them secure that man advantaged round.
Yeah, it's really hard to op when there's those forward smokes constantly in your face, and it's putting Zaiwu in these hard passive spots in the A bomb site, and he has to rely on smoke kills or hopefully that his teammates can help him to a certain point. Otherwise, he's just kind of has to play retake if he's opping and then toss all those flashes and nades.
Yeah. OG have been doing a good job in this series to actually prevent his op from really becoming a huge deciding factor in some of these rounds, and we'll see if they're able to keep it up. Zaiwu once again with the op. Very aggressive towards A right now. He might actually have all the information once again. It feels like Vitality have been winning the info wars in this game, but they haven't always been able to close it out regardless.
Uh-oh.
Good opening pick from RPK there, taking down Montu from the monster position. All right, it looks like it's just a B flood play coming out from OG, and it's being stopped in its tracks, but Issa, the hero, is able to push through the smoke and find a kill, but he's forced off the ink. Excellent flashbangs coming out from Vitality. This is looking like a great defense from them here, but still an opportunity for OG. Valde over the smoke, but Shox reads that well and takes him down, and it just leaves Alexi B.
Still, though, he can do damage for the next round if he can get some more kills, which is, I'm sure he's aiming for the round win, but from the Vitality point of view, they need to survive with these 3 people alive. Otherwise, there are still going to be some shortcomings that OG could take advantage of. LXB opening the doors actually forced 2 of the 3 players to rotate because he silently went back down again, and Masud has got no idea. He's got to cover, he's got to hold down 2 jobs here, but Shox comes back just in time. Boom, headshot from out of nowhere. Just waiting for that pick to come through, and kabomb, they're just denied by Shox. And the score is tied.
16-16.
Thank God.
I think it should be good.
Well, that dramatically changes for the better what Vitality will be able to bring into this one. As Alex highlighted, even in winning, they still had the potential for disaster, but that has been averted. Now we look to see which team is going to have a 1-round lead moving into the second half. So Vitality won't have any presence towards long on this occasion. Oh my God. Oh, it's more than Molotov, which is it's weird because the tagging combined with the Molotov slows him down from escaping the molly. That's kind of brutal, but he might feel lucky to escape with 30 HP.
Triple ding sounds was awesome. It's like a sick beat.
This is playing.
We need to get some more Counter-Strike remixes using Counter-Strike sounds.
It's like a slot machine hitting the jackpot. Ding, 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 ding.
It's satisfying somehow.
Plinko Planko.
You guys are weird.
Are we though, James?
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, here we have OG playing a slow round. Manti looking for action towards Dice. Oh, that's actually decent harassment there to Shocks. That's actually so annoying. He's kind of wrecked there. He actually cannot do anything. That is so good. You rarely see people abusing that position in that fashion.
That's a lot of spam, a lot of commitment with that spam. It's like 2 clips.
They were convinced and they were correct. Free kill. That's that means so much in a situation like this. And look how fast they are on the rotation. So swift. And RPK will do what he can from that barrel's position. Apex, that swing from him. He had no HP to work with, but he connects instantly and he gives his team a chance in this retake. 3 versus 3. Manti, great game sense. Caps Basuta in the face. And now it's just going to be Zaiwu and Apex. And I don't know what they can do in this position. Apex is critically wounded. Get another kill, but there's only so much he can do. 17 to 16. My God. OG. They're doing it. They're actually doing it. This is the least... I felt like this is the map that they're least likely to win.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to get absolutely
on paper
fisted on this map.
Great visualization right there, but I agree with you. I thought OG was going to have a little bit of trouble from what we saw, you know, last time, but as Alex said, they've fixed up a lot of these holes, a lot of these problems that we saw previously.
Yeah, can they keep it up though? That's the question. AlexiB has been calling an excellent game for his team on the T side, but the CT side often more so decided by the individuals, their intuition, the plays that they think they need to make on their side of the map. We'll see if they make the right choices, if they respond to this Vitality procedural play.
It's always fun when you like set it up with everything looking like one team's going to get ruined, but they find a way to subvert the narrative, and you know that's a narrative that exists because of the results that we have seen. So that really just speaks so much to their ability and you know how well they're playing here. And Manti's trying to, he knows that something's up in these positions. Is there a player behind the smoke? And indeed, MPK is going to find it off the back of the flashbang. Proactive stuff here from OG. Super important to do stuff like this. And Mantu's going to make it worse for Vitality. RPK, his hand is forced. Mantu with the no-scope is going to defend. And OG are looking so strong.
Wow. Can't believe Mantu got that kill at Long A. That was pretty impressive. And OG, they've found a way how to beat Vitality. It looks like Vitality's having a hard time at this point of trying to bust out OG in this OT.
Well,
Dude.
I think their CT side was kind of figured out to some degree, but now we got Zaiwu on a T side, and those 35 frags are coming, mate.
well, OG could just win this round, and it might be over, and then Eric would win, I think. Unless Zoe gets a kill.
Well, let's see what they have to offer then. They're spreading out towards Playground and Long. We can see OG. They've put 2 players around Divider and Toilets, and NBK is falling back perhaps to spot towards Long from the APC. It appears to be what he's doing. So Vitality, in fact, with no lurker towards the B bomb site. So this one may be a little faster paced once they get closer to the sites. We've got plenty of flashes, few mollies as well. Just the 2 smokes. There's one towards Divider. Mantu looking inside Toilets for now. Forced off his position. He's stuck now. He's in a really bad spot. Worst case scenario won't even be required. The AKs will prevail.
Yeah, really great utility there. That I think that push really just showed. If you cast your mind back to the previous round, you know, and you contrast how Vitality were able to like coordinate and scale up to the A side. you can see how important it really was that OG were able to find the forward smoke towards Divider and then pick up the kill off of the flashbang, which then gave Mantu the space to get another pick, and then gave him time not to get split on, so that he could, defend against the player on long as well. So all those timings were possible because OG took the initiative away from Team Vitality. But in this round, we saw that Team Vitality completely denied OG any initiative or agency in the round, and that was really the difference.
Yeah, just Vitality catching them off guard with that kind of position. As you mentioned, Dan, the lack of awareness towards that short Sands position was everything for OG in the previous round. And that's oftentimes the game of Overpass. Can you find that info? Because if you let those T's exec from some of those closer angles, or even throw out a couple fast single flash contact plays, it's very easy to get overwhelmed in a short span of time. Okay, OG able to connect with both Molotovs. This really upsets the timing of Vitality here. But it doesn't look like OG are actually too interested in playing around those. The Divider and front bathroom smoke come out from Vitality early in this round to take the space away from OG, but because of those timings, they are able to be very careful around those positions, and it allows Montu to find an opening pick.
Weren't expecting the boost over the smoke, were they? That was very, very sneaky. And the good thing about those mollies is even if you fall back, the threat that you could be around somewhere can slow people down. Didn't slow down Vitality, but they paid for it. Now we've got a 5 versus 4 for OG.
Yeah, this is a great adjustment for OG because they really feel that they understand that Vitality recognize that they can no longer do all these B hits, and so now OG they're like so much more prepared towards A. That's just really a step ahead of Vitality right now. And Vitality, I think for them to find a way forward, they need big individual plays. And that's a trade from Masuta, but it's not necessarily enough just yet. They need to find more value. Mantu's going aggressive. Oh. That's the value that they were looking for. And with that kill on Mantu with the AWP no less, that could open things up. But there is one man who could stop this. You could still swing things back in the favor of OG, but it's Alexi B. He's in a very difficult situation, but yeah, he will not be able to get anything done. It looks good here for Vitality. They are looking good in this 3v2 post plant.
That Molly Flash combo was crucial to force Alexi B from a very strong position to one that was very exposed instead. Valde just doesn't have the angle. Now he's got a 1v3 for Issa. He is very dangerous though. Apex just able to get up the stairs now. Surely you want to try and play some kind of trade frag situation. Issa's been so good. He's running hot. He's only got 8 bullets though. And now he's going to get absolutely wrecked. We're not done with this one yet.
Oh,
more
man.
overtime to come.
I think OG should have had that round. Mantu kind of being too aggro in that spot. There's about 30 seconds left on the map or on the round. Just holding the angle and wait. You have a teammate in the bomb site. You could bait him into Alexi B, but since Mantu died, Alexi B was caught in a very awkward and bad spot. So I think that's a crucial mistake for Mantu.
Yeah. 50-50 fight against Shox, and when Shox is feeling it, you never take those odds. Oh,
wow!
Issa,
Hey,
so
Issa,
much
Issa.
damage.
Ouch.
That's a stinger.
Oh, that's so painful.
That's a way to kick
And
off
as well,
double OG.
MBK's in playground. MBK's in playground as well, so there really is no position. He has all the information in the world, so they can basically keep 4 players here, or I think Electv might be in connector, but yeah, this one is going to be a shutout. Shox has the bomb, and he has a minute 15, so there is something he can do, or try to do, actually. Lucky for him, MBK's actually fallen back towards top connector. Would be a good position to have an off-angle around playground just to see if anybody was rotating, so he's been gifted some position here.
Yeah. Shox wins these. Will this be heard, this running by MBK?
You think he's too far away?
He's too far away.
Yeah.
You have to be, even in the bathrooms, you can't really hear along that well.
So if he gets a plant, that'll actually be really helpful for the money.
Yeah. It'll ensure they have gun rounds for the rest of this first half of OT. Which is kind of a weird thing to say, but it is actually quite useful. He's getting so much real estate.
In the line, please.
There you go, Shox.
How many kills can he get out of
He's
this?
getting a post plant 1v5. He's got an AK and a
Yeah.
1v5.
That's so
Oh
wild.
my god, please. Oh.
You kind of you want to see
Give
it,
me one
yeah.
headshot,
Shocks.
man.
Yes.
You know,
But
you gotta build it up. Give
Yeah.
him the first step. But apparently he's on wheels
yeah,
and going nowhere.
yeah, that was so much to ask for. I mean, he got the plant. He found that one hole and that money. That's really, honestly, for him to find a plant. Like if we just remember like where he started, like towards Monster Tunnel, you get him, and he's at 1v5 at that point where he's at Monster Tunnel and he gets a plant.
Yeah.
Pretty mad actually that he even did that. So that's pretty huge. Okay, so OG, they seem to be feeling it. They're like actually really feeling it, and Vitality look fairly lost in their openings. There, they tried to go back to B, but again, OG are like a step ahead. They had the pre-nade and the spam, and so it would have worked for Vitality probably if they would have just had a slower approach. But OG are reading the game very well, actually.
Yeah. Zywoo's been pretty silent in the last 10 rounds or so.
Yeah.
And he's quickly spammed down in this one. He will be the entry fragger on this hit towards B, though. And this might catch OG off guard, but good counter utility coming out from them already will help out that Barrels player, but there Zywoo goes. Call his name, and he doesn't fail to deliver. He's able to find one, but the trades are still in favor of OG here. 2-on-2 situation. RPK may be able to find a plant, but LXCP is right on the other side of the smoke. Will he find him? Looks like he will. 2-0 start for OG in the second overtime here. 20-18 scoreline.
It seems to be the case that Vitality don't know what to do. Like they have this situation where when they're going B, they seem to want to go really fast towards B, and when they go towards A, they play really, really slow. And which is fine, and that has actually worked for them sometimes. It just doesn't, I think, for them feel as reliable because OG are doing a really good job. And when OGs have the information that there's more A presence, they kind of realize that they can play 3 towards A, and then they take initiative, and that's what then catches Vitality off guard. So if Vitality could just play a slow default where they have connector control and water control, and then just make it ambiguous, I think they'd have a lot more success.
Yeah, that's an excellent read, Dan. The fact that their tempo at B is just so different than their tempo at A, and it reveals it in just how much time is burned off the clock, where a lot of their pushes are heading.
It's the same. They're doing the same thing here again.
Yeah, this is the same play, more or less. Might be a better flat.
Oh no.
Well, doesn't matter. Masuda and
Shocks.
Shocks.
Get the kills. Yeah, they've got the kills into the bomb site. If Ita's dead, then they have half a chance, but it has still been a problem in multiple rounds. NBK has made some steps just to maybe try and run distraction a little bit. They've got to go out there eventually, and there'll be no good time to do it in a 3 versus 5. Spotting one towards short. It might be gifted something, actually. Got to be careful. Shock's trying to make his angle as awkward as possible. NBK's been dropped by Apex in the meantime. Let's be up top. But it's going to be down to Mantu now. 1 versus 4. Misses his little flick, and I don't think he's going to be able to make this one. 3 players remaining. He has a molly, though. Stranger things have happened. We've got a rotation towards Monster from one of them, so that has been avoided. I think it's too late now. So try to avoid the stats. Can't do that either.
Yeah, there's not really nothing he could have done, so I can't blame him that he.
The problem with winning around like that too for Vitality is it's like kind of misleading because those rounds are kind of gambly basically, and that's what worries me for them. Is it is quite a gamble, and as you mentioned, you know, it's fairly predictable at this point how their pacing is as to what they're going to do.
That being said, this might be the last half of overtime. OG fast play towards B. RPK is able to pick up 1. Just a little bit of chip damage onto LXB as well, but this is such a hard hold for Masuda, but somehow he's able to get another. Trade is quick though, 3-on-3 situation, and the position is so good from OG.
Yeah, they've got so many forward spots here. Oh, 3 double there for MBK, hiding in graffiti. And Vitality once again find themselves on the back foot here. They're hanging on by their fingernails in this game at this point.
I feel like Driver's got like 2 kills in the last 6 to 10 rounds.
Like 15 rounds almost.
I feel like he's been on 28. He was on 28 for a very long time.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's really been nullified, and those are the kinds of plays I was expecting to some degree from OG. Maybe not that fast, but just like trying to bundle in and kind of force the issue and abuse the numbers. And it certainly helped them on that occasion. Now they find themselves at game point, trying to take it to that third map, and it would be the more difficult way to do it, winning Overpass, but a great sign for them as well, if they can convert.
All right. Map point. OG have 2 opportunities at it here. We'll see what they come up with. Early water control being taken. This is already looking like a great start for OG. They have nice map control already. How will they approach further, though? Shocks, he's getting aggressive. Takes the 50-50 duel, and he's able to take down NBK. Oh, that's a good nade as well. Actually, Alexi B sidesteps it. And Shoxy's still at this angle, has to fight, but Montu finds the trade. 4v4 now. And really, this A bomb site, it's in ZywOo's hands.
Yeah, he couldn't really support Shocks because he would expose himself to the connector position, as you guys could see. That is like the main concern. But again, we get that 1-for-1. These rounds have often favored Vitality. Not every time, but most of the time. Push to Valde, that lurk that he's just sitting in these positions. It's traded out 1-for-1. That's a huge information play from Vitality. That gives them the expectation that this push is coming to A.
Shoot.
Oh, that's very
that peak,
cheeky
man.
from
That's
ZywOo.
not how you peak that. He peaked before he had reloaded. That's really bold.
And that Molly pretty much tells them that it's almost definitely the A-bomb side as well. In fact, they'll all rotate here. Vitality, 20 seconds for this one to get planted. Apex walking through the smoke. Why would he do that? There's such little time on the clock for them. A huge risk, but is it going to be fatal for them? Alexis got 10 seconds to find 2 plays. Now he's so close to finding ZywOo. Just stay alive. He's got to beat the job. Imagine if
wow.
Oh my god!
Oh, wow.
No way.
It really feels like Vitality is struggling right now. There's like a lot of like leaks that we're seeing on some of these positions. It's crazy. And OG are ready to take full advantage.
Yeah,
Oh,
Jesus,
it's like someone changed the binds on their keyboard.
It's really weird when you see ZywOo take that shot and then swing long. And he's like, he's not reloaded yet. So it's like, it's weird.
Yeah, ZywOo
It's
is...
weird.
He's not looking like himself in
He
the
isn't,
last
yeah.
15 rounds. It's weird. He's on a bit of a cold streak right now. He's able to pick up 2 in the previous, though. But he may not be challenged in this round. Montu is able to pick up the first kill onto Valde. That's a big one, especially given that it was a FAMAS versus AK duel, and now Masuta can recover that AK, it looks like. Upgrade it.
Upgrade. I love upgrades.
Don't we all,
What else do
man?
you love, Dan? Broccoli?
What's the upgraded version of broccoli? That's the question.
Brussels
Asparagus?
sprouts?
Broccolini.
Oh, yeah. Asparagus.
Well, Apex has been taken out.
Chocolate. It's an upgrade,
All right,
right?
back in the room, people. Let's not go too far with this. 4-on-4. And OG have 50 seconds. Shut up, you, Eric. I can hear you talking. 4-on-4, and OG are all outside the B-bomb site once again. The B-bomb site proving very popular in this game of Overpass.
Oh, what? How has he hit that one?
He hasn't.
How has he done that? Oh, Masuta answers back with his Bama just for 1, though. But ZywOo, he has to deliver. This has to be the moment from him. That's a great pick as he swings to the bridge. But there's 2 players left. The time is starting to be quite the pressure. Oh, that fade away. ZywOo's looking to get this done. He's the last man standing. The Deagle's going to come out now. That sidearm so important.
Oh,
and he,
my
with
goodness.
precision, takes down Alexi B to tie it up 21-21.
35, bitch.
Just as James predicted.
Only
Wait.
took how many 3 overtimes? Whatever it is.
Oh,
Wait, is this 2 or 3? I don't even know.
goodness. This is the
2.
3rd now. It took 2. Now we're on OT3.
When he missed that first shot, I thought it was that. I thought that was a
Yeah,
wrap.
yeah.
I thought the whole team was done for. I thought that was over.
Can't
Jeez
believe it. I can't.
Louise.
That's the
It
ZywOo that you need
continues.
to see, man.
This is such an interesting game from the perspective that it is like such a struggle for Vitality. It feels like they're the better team, but they're struggling in every capacity, and OG are really like focused. It feels like OG are playing their maximum capacity that's possible for them on Overpass with everyone kind of delivering, and Vitality are like they're unable to find comfort, but they're overall the better Overpass team. So it's like this interesting balance of these two dynamics. And eventually, if the confidence runs low for OG or runs out at in any sense, that's when they will start to struggle. But the confidence is earned. And with a peak like that and no frag for Apex, he's not looking good. But maybe Masuta can look better, but no.
Oh, boy.
It's not going to work out.
Yeah, Mantu's just at the far other end. That flash won't do much to him. So that information from the first kill for Vitality just cost them another one because OG have superior positions with the range they had. That's a very nice burst from RPK, and things going to quickly turn around as ZywOo inside the toilets. You can see he's in battle sniper mode. Shox was waiting by connected this time when those players were spotted towards A, but now...
What are you looking at? What are you looking at?
Oh, he was looking at the sounds. He was looking at the sounds. ZywOo now in a 1 versus 2, absolutely brutal timing. He was trying to center the sounds with his crosshair to figure out exactly where the player was just as Valde peeked him.
You can't shoot
Absolutely
sounds,
brutal.
James!
You can't shoot sounds.
Oh my god.
Oh,
That's so mad. Oh my god. And oh, there's just so much happening right now in my brain. So, though, in the clutch,
try and clutch it.
the 1 versus 2, he's looking for the first player. He knows there has to be someone for the graffiti. He just knows. ZywOo is so good. 1 versus 1 now. Time is of the essence as he pushes forwards. He has to find this remaining player. There's so many ways it could be played. Could be short, could be monster, could be a deep position. And Alexi B can't get it done as he loses his head against ZywOo. Clutches it once more. ZywOo has not been present in so many rounds, but when he's needed, he's coming up huge.
Oh my.
Oh, it's so crazy because Vitality lost 2 players at the start of the round, and then they make this like amazing play where ZywOo was so like initially solo pushing bathrooms. That's the way that they win the round. Yet still somehow it turns all the way around after they get 2 kills. Unbelievable scenes.
Oh man, that's insane. I don't know how ZywOo does it. He makes other players look just so pedestrian at times.
Yeah, that's so true.
Oh!
In the face!
And he's feeling it.
Yep.
You had your chance, OG. You
Yeah.
had your chance.
2 ZywOo clutches in a row to send it to this third
Just
overtime and
needed-
kick it off.
Just needed a little recharge. Now he's at 100% again. He's got that fast charge, man. So he's only in the booth for 10 minutes. Now he's back.
Alright, we can't count OG out just yet. They will make their way back towards the A side of the map here as Mantu is looking for that dice pick, perhaps. So there's a jump spot. He wants to catch it. ZywOo is on the other end of this. Vitality have fallen into more default setup here towards this A site. 2-3 setup. More passive. There's options for ZywOo to flash Shox into the bathrooms if they want to get some info. But the smoke will do for now. And that will slow things down for OG. By the time the smokes have gone and they're in position, they might have maybe 20 seconds left at best to actually get on the site and run. Looking to delay with the incendiary.
Yeah, and the shot peeking may give them a false sense of security. I was going to say they might not expect Shox's position, but apparently they will with that molly. Absolutely beautiful. ZywOo taken down at the same time. Now Masuta might be playing to stop the bomb plant. He might have to die on his sword here, but Issa has a superior angle. He's close to the smoke, though he's not going to see it.
Oh!
The bomb will get planted anyway. Oh, he's so teased about to press left click, but he is denied. Apex and RPK now 2 versus 4, and it looks like they're going to back off and hold on to their money.
That was almost a 3v2 in favor of Vitality. That's crazy. Great set piece from OG, though. They actually, this time, are able to get close enough to run a set piece before the initiative's taken away by like a forward play from Vitality. We can see that Vitality, when these A hits are coming, they have to get aggressive before the push comes in.
Yes.
Because pretty much, I think reliably, OG are winning off of the set pieces.
Yeah. I would have brought up a similar point. I'm so impressed with how thorough OG are at circumventing it, just stopping any kind of aggression. The fact that they molly Shox out of that position, you rarely ever see that. I'm surprised they had a feeling that he would be there. That is so cool. And the fact that they were able to pick off ZywOo as well, as he was trying to trade that frag. Great stuff from OG. Once they get close to that A-bomb site, they become so deadly.
Yeah. So I was on 40 kills now as well. He didn't get anything in that last round, but and those are all those like needed clutch moments. he brings so much to the team in that regard. Really brings them back into things. It's the extra lifelines he's provided, but his Shock's actually with the AWP here off the basis of his spawn timing, I would imagine, and he might possibly swap it back to ZywOo. Shock's though very capable AWPer, but ZywOo is ZywOo, so you know, even in this instance, you may want to throw it back to him. Are they both rotating off, or is Shock is going to solo hold this with the AWP? Interesting. You would have expected they would have left ZywOo there.
We've had so many plays towards B. It's like, I feel like if they did it every round, they'd be wrong 30% of the time or less with how things have been happening.
You just made that number up.
That's
That is, it was an estimate. That's how estimates work.
Stats aren't real.
There's still time to rotate for OG, although I say that, but the players around Playground and Party are starting to retract to the maybe unexpected B site. Now, ZywOo has the one incendiary for Vitality, so we'll see if that has something to do with this, although he's actually making his way back towards the A bomb site. So there's some doubts for Vitality, and the smoke on long as well might be
Yeah, that's a huge smoke there. Oh, the damage. RPK is running at him whilst reloading. What on earth is he doing? That's amazing. RPK doesn't care. He's running at his opponents. He wants to start like punching him in the face. 23 to 22 Vitality. They're starting to actually, it's looking like Vitality off the back of those serial ZywOo clutches. It looks like the confidence from OG is starting to diminish slightly, and it's starting to rise slightly for Vitality. They start to take the edges, the smallest edges, but edges nonetheless.
Yeah, will they be able to change up the formula, though? They were becoming quite predictable on their T side. So Apex needs to change it up a little bit with how he's calling this round. Needs to find some kind of answer here. Because OG have consistently found ways to stack the proper bomb site. They've read the timings very well from Vitality. They seem to be a step ahead when they are defending.
And Mantu here by the wrong position. Oh, the timing is so unfortunate. Feels bad, man.
Yeah.
Feels real bad. And that's a huge problem. That's really the last thing that they needed. Losing your AWP towards A is a pretty huge problem. What is the response from OG, though? They would have seen a lot of players there, so yeah, taking Suez control is a good response. They've got Connector as well, so if they're to win the round, it should surely be off the back of some of these forward positions. That said, Issa is going to fall back to the B site, and the timing there from BK is a little bit weird now. The Molotov's going to cause problems. He's staying alive. Oh my god, he's actually alive still. This is so weird.
But look at the stream into the B bomb site while they're protecting NBK. They've completely lost all position on B. This is very strange. Vitality gets free entry from Monster. But 4 players are now trying to retake. It's a disaster, but East is still alive, and that's going to be a problem. A 2K from he and Alexi B creeping through the smoke now. ZywOo is going to get spotted and swatted. Now it's down to 1v1. 22 HP. Wow. And Misuta hops up and exposes himself to every position.
Oh man. 23 to 23. It's all tied up. And that round swang back and forth so many times. In the weirdest ways possible. Like the whole MBK shenanigans in Connector was really strange. The fact that he is surviving there is really unusual. And it's actually going to be Issa now to be the top fragger on the server. 42 kills for him.
Yeah, that was a very extended engagement, and it goes OG's way. Credit to them for having their players in the positions that they could help out the best. And now, more of a 3-1-1 default here. Pretty passive one coming out from Vitality, but Shocks will take some liberties. Oh, what? Was he? He was in the air.
He was in the air.
Surely, yes.
It looked like it.
He was surely in the air for that one.
What's wrong with that?
A little bit of luck going the way of OG to start things off here.
He shouldn't be in the air.
Well, it's felt like the team that finds the opening pick has lost most of the last, I'd say, 5 rounds. So we'll see if that trend continues.
Yeah, it's just so many weird spots around smokes and so on. It's been interesting. But the contact through Monster here from Misuta could be good. It's all about timings, really. If he's able to gain some space quickly, this could go well. There we go. That's the first kill very quickly. They wipe out this bomb site, in fact, and there's nothing left. There was a really, really clean entry onto that B bomb site. That's going to put OG in an annoying position. They will be able to save the AWP at the very least, but it's not ideal.
It's wild that Alex said whoever gets the first pick ends up losing the round.
Yeah, I don't know why it's happening. It's weird how these teams, when their backs are against the wall, they just seem to turn it up a gear or notch.
They're like tigers. Don't ever corner a tiger.
That's when it lashes out. That's when it's strongest. The adrenaline's pumping, and that's when players like RPK just sometimes come alive, find you clean entries, clean kills.
So he's the Tiger King then.
It could be. Very well could be.
Well, match point again for Vitality, and the money's rough for OG. We can see Issa, NBK, Mantu, Valde all in the mid to low 3000s, which may mean SMGs. See what they want to do in terms of buying guns and grenades, but it also may mean they go for something aggressive. I actually see a lot of rifles being juggled, so they'll squeeze more than I expected out of it, but I do wonder if they'll be lacking in the utility here and there, because Issa's got $0 and he'll have the AWP, which is, so they've gone for a double AWP setup, which is interesting, especially considering how crucial Issa has been on the B bomb site with his multi-frags. 43 kills now. He's had to drop that kind of nimbleness with an M4 and go for an AWP, and you do wonder if it will be a fatal mistake.
Yeah, it's an interesting purchase. Glad you highlighted it. It's a different look. Vitality won't be ready for it, but I'm not sure if that's necessarily a good thing.
Issa sees nothing towards Sewers. Vitality with a slower pace, and I think that's definitely a good adjustment. I think the slow pace is going to be helpful for them.
Yeah, they had a player fall off, which made them realize that short B was for free. Otherwise, they were going to go up towards A. So I wonder how this has changed the plan for Vitality.
Timing here for Issa could be good, it could be bad. Looking for a peek there towards short. Sees nothing. Valde though with the pick towards the from the monster tunnel. It's going to be quite happy. Apex hitting the leg there as well. Really good here for OG. Slow and steady. Vitality are not in a good spot here. They're kind of committed into B at this point. They've got to get fast, clean entries. We'll have to see if they can.
Valde eating a big flashbang. The CT is lost now. 2 in the low ground, and they might both be lost. Alexi B trying to trade. He's got cover from Issa of that AWP. He will go 1 for 1. No multi-frag for him. Zawi on the side. 35 seconds, and Apex has got all of 5 HP. He's rotating, but there's a flank on the flank, and we're going to overtime again. Now, what's really weird for me in that round is that Vitality had 3 guys in connector, and OGU had a boost into short B, but because I think it was Issa who was boosted with the AWP, because Vitality heard him jump off, I feel like they abandoned whatever their original plan was and went to short B, because hearing that him fall off, they knew nobody was there. And then they started to lose players in that position and never really be in an ideal spot. So in some ways, that one sound cue may have cursed him in that round.
This is almost 2 full maps of Counter-Strike. Almost.
Get there.
1 or 2 overtimes away. 1.5 away.
Yeah, no team willing to concede just yet. A heavy connector presence coming out from Vitality will shift into a water take. Oh, this is so fast. This might catch OG off guard. But Issa, so consistent, so ready. 3K for him, stopping them in their tracks. Just up to RBK and Shocks now. This is such a good start in the 4th OT.
What a savage Issa is this game. On the B bomb site, he's been owning. Just owning everyone. Maybe he's going to be good for more. He's got that AK upgrade. He's feeling it. Man, it feels so good when you're in Overpass and your rifle shots are just crisp and connecting. Feels so damn good.
Especially with the M4. Those shots by him were so efficient. Just literally enough bullets for each person to get the insta-kills.
And there we go. OG pick up the first round. And if you are just joining us, of course, as you can see at the top right of your screens, or the middle rights. Vitality picked up the first map, Mirage, pretty easily. I would say like it was, you know, there were some rounds for OG. They made it look somewhat competitive, but ultimately they did not have the chops for Mirage. But Overpass, the map in which we kind of OG out the most, they are proving quite resilient, and they have improved enormously from the last showing just a couple of days ago. Still though, Vitality could still clinch this and send OG to the lower bracket. Long setup here for OG. Something that Vitality were favoring as well. Ran this many times on their CT side.
Wow, they actually have 4 players towards A this time, Vitality, or any T side. This is something interesting. Nice second kill there from Man2. NBK's position used to be stronger when there was a bike there, especially with those green skins, which still the pros don't seem to be using any of those skins, but I don't blame them either. But yeah, that bike was removed because you could hide behind it, and it was really hard to identify that somebody was there. But anyway, we've got a 4 versus 2 now for OG. Looking to take a second overtime round in overtime number 4. And back to B we go. Obviously, A was a mistake. It's that one time. It's like, oh, guys, can't believe we've done this.
So much to play around long in this game, actually. Not as many bathroom takes. Go to that point in a moment. It's a 2v4 here. Telegraphing that push towards the B side. It's going to take nothing short of a miracle for Vitality to somehow close this round. And they'll get wiped out. I do think it's an interesting point, actually, that the efforts in many of the A rounds have gone towards long, or a long focus, and we haven't seen as many bathroom takes where, you know, maybe you start the round with a lurk towards the A side of the map. Sorry, the B side of the map towards Monster. Maybe he throws the molly for short. B to slow down the CTs. And then the rest of your team, you have a couple go connector and a couple go fountain to party and sort of split onto the bathroom's position in your default, that kind of a default. Haven't seen much of that from Vitality. And once again, back to the B plays.
Pretty even damage being exchanged here. Issa coming out slightly ahead. With how Issa's playing, though, I think Apex would take that trade. He has been such a monster, so any damage to him, whether it's one less bullet to take him out later on in the round, it's valuable damage. See if it comes into play. Vitality, once again, going for this early B pop. Valde is here to challenge, and RPK, quick entry onto Valde. And now it's just down to Issa again, but okay, he's taken down. The beast has been tamed. Now Vitality are looking to find their first round of this 4th OT.
Yeah, it's looking really good, isn't it? RPK, MBK even from up high will do what he can to slow us down, but it's really hopeless at this point. Man2 with the AWP. Can he get a kill? Get some more stats? No. And that's the round there, indeed, for Vitality. So, the side switch. And we'll have to see if one of these teams can break the deadlock that exists in this matchup on Overpass. It's really strange because I gotta say, Zywoo's performances, I feel like it's mostly just in the clutch. In the you know, that's generally speaking, I feel like we're not seeing frags from him in any scenarios outside of just the clutches. See if that changes. 3 players towards the A side of the map quickly here for Vitality, actually going for a connector play. We've not seen many of these setups. And Zywoo's there with a rifle. This will be really interesting.
Yeah, it's the fast short boost, which they've done every now and then, but every time they've done it, no one's gone fast short B for the T side. They've generally had a lurker and started slow or gone straight through Monster. So yeah, it's never yielded them any results, unfortunately. But let's take a 5 versus 4 out of this. Shocks with a nice tag onto NBK as well. And now they can fall back and play defensive positions, and OG will try to get there first. That molly, though, will cause them some problems and force them to fall back. And now they've lost a lot of position and 2 players, so they could be in trouble for whatever round this is now.
Yeah, I really like that from Shocks, that angle, because I think given what they had seen and the cover he had, usually it'd be very risky to play that angle like that, but they were very sure of the long take. What a pick from Valde. Trying to work his way into the site. Beautiful. Just get taken down by Apex. Has he cracked open enough of a hole into this site, though, for his teammates to burst through? They will do what they can. They're trying to get past this utility, but it is really hamstringing their approach and slowing them down to a large degree, which does allow that rotation for Team Vitality to get onto the site to improve the defensive capabilities, which leaves Alexi B in an impossibly hard situation with that AK-47. And Bomb is down on the ground on the site, and he doesn't really have an easy way to go and collect it. 3 players ready to all swing at once. Should he take contact? And it's Apex to take that contact, and it's Vitality to pick up the round.
Good start from Vitality. A seems to be getting better on the defensive side for both teams. So I wouldn't be surprised maybe we see some B iteration from OG. But then again, is that what Vitality's thinking, that they might go B, since A was so unsuccessful? It's the mind games at this point. Zyru's going to nade the tree and back off. Matu was looking for this push from Zyru, but he's not going to get it. And Vitality opt to hold a long A heavy setup with 2 players.
Yeah, they're going back to this one. This is a setup that's mostly gone 1 for 1 for them. Hasn't really been too convincing for the Vitality camp in the success rate here. And it looks like Shox is willing to break it down. I think he might have found a timing here to try to push.
He had the sniper.
Yeah, he did, so I think that has actually slowed him down. We'll be on a very late flank. It looks like this hit will end up towards B. That's such a well-timed smoke for Vitality. Right as this hit was about to come out for the OG side, that will stop it dead in its tracks, and it allows Shox to maybe make some kind of play. Maybe someone will find an info one. Okay, RPK will swing, and NBK is right in front of the smoke, and this is looking like a great defense shaping up for Vitality here. Not just a single player falling, and Vitality...
It's worth noting.
Yes.
Sorry, it's worth noting how fat that smoke was. That was a T-bone smoke for them, because the whole thing was through the tunnel, which threatens that the CTs could be creeping through it, which kind of forces OG to spray it and reveal some of their positions as well. So that was quite apt in how deep it was.
Yeah, Vitality will have a couple... Wait, was this... Are they on match point? No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, they are.
Yes,
They are on
yes,
match
it's
point.
match
Okay.
It's hard to see because there's so many rounds.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
So last round of overtime.
OG needs to win this to get another overtime.
Okay, all right.
Vitality will win, and they will lose Shox, but maybe that's a good sign. You know, given that, you know, the stuff about whoever gets the first pick loses the round type situation, which is a very unusual. But Zyro's on the AWP still, and maybe he'll be powered up this round. He is left with the A-side defense just by himself. There's no info here for Vitality. They are in the dark. They're actually really in the dark. They're playing, and they're also just gambling completely. This is mad. And actually, they might be right here because they have a 3-man setup, and the B push is coming. It's going to be walking straight into their clutches, but they have to hit the shots. RP playing that deep angle, and they get the first initial kills. Can they capitalize even further? Masuta with a nice one. All down to 1 man, and Alexi B is out of it, and so will OG be out of this match. But what a heroic, gargantuan effort from them to try to force it to a 3rd map. Unbelievable stuff there. Vitality, we had them pegged as favorites, but OG showed a look that we did not expect in this game.
There's a lot to talk about, I guess, but Vitality just kind of squeaked by, and Zywu, who's actually mainly a non-factor for the most part of the games, but when he came up incredibly big and won some rounds for Vitality.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot to unpack with regards to that game, so we'll take a quick break and then we'll get right on that.